Hey guys, it's Jack from Casino Income Academy, and I was trying to go live to do this, but it was just too much of an aggravation. So I decided to record it anyway, and what I'm showing you is something that definitely has been a major part of our current toolbox for craps, and it is Waylon's Way Craps with Alicia's due diligence strategy. And I've been just enamored with this, and this has become part of my toolbox lately to go along with the AI Bubble Craps blueprint strategies that are in our digital course right now. So I figured I would go ahead and show you. This is all that it is. It's really, really simple. If you can take a picture of this or you go watch Waylon's Way Craps with Alicia, you'll see he does a couple of different due diligence. This is the original one, which only uses the 6 and the 8 and the DC bet. And this is all you really need to know. When you go, it's using a ladder. When you lose on this $12 bets on the 6 and 8, you move up to level 2, which is a $25 DC bet. If you win, you go back down. If you lose, you go to level 3, which is back to the 6-8 for 24 each. And this thing has been amazing. Very rarely have I been higher in the levels. Many times I get to $100, $110, and I don't even go past level 4 here. But this thing has built in 16 levels, and you need between $1,500 to $2,000 to play this with this. But you can dummy this down to play at the Bubble Craps level even less, or you can go up. So I figured I was going to do another session while I'm watching the NFL right now. And there's some wild games going on early. I thought I was going to be able to do this live, but unfortunately I was having trouble with the YouTube thing to go live. So here's what we're going to do, and this is the other thing that people are always intrigued about, is that I'm not using the Crapsy rolls, I'm using live rolls. So I'll show you how that works. When you set up your Crapsy table, you have to go in there and tell it that you want the manual rolls instead of the RPG. And here we go. So what it's going to be a $12 starting bet on the 6 and 8. And I have not had a losing session doing this yet. Of course, you know what that means. So these are live working bets, by the way. Okay, so we're always working on the 6 and 8 bets. So here we go, and I'm just going to roll the 2 dice. And what I've learned how to do to make things go quicker, if it's a roll of the dice that's not going to affect the point or whatever the bet is, I'm not going to bother taking the time putting it in because it just takes too long. So here we go. All right, so it is a 7 out. So that obviously does affect it because we're going to lose the 2 bets that are out there.
7 winner.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move up the ladder here to the $25 DC bet. We can't do that yet because you can't make a DC bet unless there's a point. And that's a 2-1-3, so that doesn't count because that's not going to make the that's not going to give us a point. Okay, 6 and 2. So now we're going to get a point, which means that we can make our DC bet. Level 2 here is a $25 DC. And here we go. 5 and 4, 9. So that's going to make the DC bet travel to the 9.
Nina.
And for guys that are new, a DC bet means that we want the 7 to come before the 9, and then we're going to win even money. Okay? 7 before the 9. So here we go. 5 and 5 is a 10. I'm not going to bother putting that in because it doesn't affect the DC bet or the point number. 3 and 2 is a 5. I'm not going to put that in either, so we can keep going. 5 and 2 is an 8, so I'll put that in. I'm 5 and 2. 6 and 2. I'm sorry. 6 and 2 is an 8.
Winner 8.
So the point is off, and we just have to make sure that our DC bet is working, which it is. And we keep going. 6 and 3 is a 9, so we are going to lose our DC bet. 6 and 3 is a 9.
Need a 9.
All right, and the point moves. So now we lost our level 2 bet. We have to go to level 3, which you see here is a $24, 6 and 8. So we're not getting too lucky early here, but I've learned that it doesn't usually matter. It just means that you may be in for a little longer for this session. I look to make around 100 hours a session. Just so you know. That doesn't mean that that's written in stone, but that's what I do. Now, let's see if we can get our quick 6 or 8 and get back down the ladder. 5 and 3 is 8. There you go. So 5 and 3.
8 easy.
All right. So we make $28 and we move back down the ladder. First we have to take this down, the 6 and 8 down. And now we move back down to level 2 on the chart, which is a $25 DC bet. So we're moving up and down this ladder. So here we go. A 2 or a 3 is an instant win on the DC, and the 7 and the 11 is an instant loss. And there is an instant loss, 4 and 3. So very choppy to start this session.
7 out.
All right. That means that we have to go back up to this level 3, 24, 6, and 8. But first, we have to have a point number. Oh, no, we don't. What am I talking about? It's a $24, 6, and 8. We don't have to have a point number. Okay, here we go. So here we go, and we're back at level 3. 6 and 8. 4 and 3, it's a loss. So we are really having a hard time at the moment.
7 winner.
So for the first time, we're going to have to go to level 4, which is a DC bet, which means we have to get a point number. Whoops, off the table. 5 and 2, that doesn't count. 6 and 4. Okay, so there's our point. 6 and 4.
10 easy.
And now we are on level 4, which is a $50 DC. So let's see if we can get on track here. 2 or a 3 would be phenomenal right now. 6 and 4. So it hits the point and we're moving. The DC is going to move to the 10.
10 winner.
Okay. So we really need a 7 out. Yep, there it is. Okay, so 4 and 3.
7 winner.
All right. And that means we move back to level 3, which is a $24, 6 and 8. And I have really enjoyed playing this system. I really have. Even through the garbage beginnings of the session like this. So now we're back at level 3. 6 and 5, that's an 11. That's not going to do anything. 2 and 2, so the puck will move on a 2 and 2.
Hard 4.
All right. We need a 6 or an 8 to move back down. There's a 3 and 1, so the point is hit. That doesn't do anything to us.
Winner 4.
We keep going. There it is, 4 and 2, 6. So there's our one hit that we need. 4 and 2.
6 easy.
That gives us our $28. We're going to come down, and we're going to move back down to level 2. So we're working our way back down. So now, on level 2, it's a $25 DC bet. Here we go. Hey, we finally got it, Snake Eyes. So that helps tremendously.
2 craps.
All right, so we made our 25, and now we're back to level 1. So we take that bet down, and look at that. All that nonsense, and we're up $9. Now we're back to level 1, which is a $12, 6 and 8. So all that junk, and it didn't really matter. That's what I'm really loving about this little system from Wayland. All right, so here we go. 6s and 8s. Let's get a ton of them and be done with this session. Nope. 5 and 2. So we got to go back to level 2. Very choppy. Okay, very choppy. First, we have to get a point number. 5 and 1, 6. 5 and 1. There we go.
Easy.
And now we're back to level 2, so we've got to do a $25 DC bet. 5 and 4. 9. 5, 4, 9.
Nina.
Okay. So now, what we're looking to do is we have the DC 9. We're looking for a quick 7 to go back to level 1. Nope. 2 and 2, 4. That doesn't do anything. 3, 3, 6. That hits the point. Doesn't hurt us or help us. Let's go. 3, 2, 5. The point moves to the 5. Okay.
Fever 5.
Trying to watch this game and play at the same time. Here we go. 6 and 3, 9. We got knocked off the lay bet. So this has been very choppy.
Nina 9.
All right. So that was at level 2. So now we're at level 3 again, 24. And what I found playing this is that you can bounce back and forth on these ladders, and then you just need one good run, and you're done. And this thing keeps as tight as can be. So let's see if we can get that done. All right, so here we go. We need 6 and 8. There it is, 4, 2, 6. 4, 2, 6.
Easy 6.
All right, so now we're going to go drop down to level 2, take this bet off, and we're back at our $25 DC bet. Another good time for snake eyes or 3. Nope, almost. It wanted to. 2 and 2, 4. 2, 2, 4.
Hard 4.
All right, not a bad number for our DC. So here we go. Let's get that 7. 2, 1, 3. 1 too late. 4, 2, 6. That doesn't do anything. Whoops, off the table. Here we go. 4, 3. Perfect. There's our 7 out.
7 out.
So we're back down at level 1 again. And we're up $13. And you'll notice that as we're moving down levels like that, we're making a little bit of money when we get back to the bottom. But the way that you really bounce out of here and get your profit is if you can hit a few of these right on the bottom level. So we're back to our $12, 6, and 8. And there's other versions of this due diligence that Wayland showed on his channel over the last couple of weeks. This was really my favorite, and kind of commenting with Wayland, I think he agreed with me that this was the better version. Not that the other versions weren't good. So here we go. Let's see if we get a bunch of 6s and 8s. There's a 4. So the puck moves to the 4.
Easy.
All right. Let's get the 6s and 8s right now. 4, 1, 5. That doesn't affect us or the point. 3, 1, 4. Well, hitting points doesn't help us.
Winner 4.
All right, I don't know what's happening with the 6s and 8s. We need to get some more 6s and 8s here. Okay, that's a 4, 1, 5, so the puck's going to move to the 5.
Fever 5.
That's a hard 10. That doesn't do anything. 5, 3, 8. That's what we're looking for. 5, 3,
8 easy.
Right. So that's another $14. We're up 27 now. Obviously, when you get that hit on the first level, you're just going to stay there. Okay, you're just going to stay at level 1. Here we go. 6s and 8s. That's a 6, 5, 11. That doesn't do anything. 415, that's the point, so we'll register it.
Winner 5.
Just make sure that these bets are working on the come out. Here we go. 617. That's not good. 617, we get knocked
winner.
off. So we are going to be going to level 2, but we can't do it yet because we need a point. Oh my God, another 7. Another 7. Okay, 10, 5, 5. So we have a point.
Hard 10.
And now we can make our level 2 bet, which is the $25 DC bet. Okay, 314. That's a good one for us on the DC.
4 easy.
Okay, now would be a great time for a 7 out. 549, that doesn't affect the point or us. 426, that doesn't do anything for us. Boxcars. There it is, 527. Beautiful. 527.
7 out.
All right. So we go back down now. We're up 28. We go back to level 1, which is the $12, 6 and 8. We just haven't had a lot of good runs here on level 1. So maybe we'll have them now. The 6s and 8s need to catch up. All right. Here we go. 538. There you go. That's a good start. Okay. What's going on here? Come on. It's frozen. Oh, come on. No. Come on, man. There we go. Hold on. All right, so we got to go back out. Something happened there with Crapsy. Okay. So that was an 8. 5, 3, 8. 5, 3, 8.
Easy 8.
All right, so we're up 42 now. Let's get that run of 6s and 8s. That's a 3. That doesn't do anything or affect anything. 437, we get knocked out again. Okay, but at least we had a hit or two or something there. 5, what did I have? 4-3. 4-3, 7. There we go.
7 out.
Okay, so we're back to our second level DC bet, but of course we need to get a point. 549. 549.
Nina.
So this has been a choppy session, but we've never been down more than 90, I think it was $94. And that's really the biggest thing for me is volatility. Okay, so 94 was about the worst we've been at. And I think plus 42 was the highest we've been at. So here we go. 639. So that's the point, but our DC bet moves to the 9.
Winner.
All right, looking for the 7. There it is, 5-2. Right away, come out 7. We like that.
7 winner.
All right, so we're back to $43, and now we have to go back down to the bottom, which is the $12, 6 and 8. And the most we've been up to is level 4, this $50 bet, so far in this session. Okay, just so you guys, that's like a big deal for me, is how far are we getting pushed? What's our biggest drawdown? That's really the key points that I look for in these strategies when I evaluate them. We know the lowest point we had was minus 94 or so. The highest is right now, 43. And that's it. What else is important? More important than that. So here we go. 6s and 8s. There we go. 6-2. So maybe we can build and get out of this session.
8 easy.
All right, 57. Remember, I usually look at a session with this system as about $100. And we get nailed. No such luck. 6-1.
7 out.
So we've got to get a point established again. Nope, it's a 5-2-7, no point. 4-1-5. Fever 5, 4-1-5.
Fever 5.
Okay, now we can make our DC bet. 2-3 right now. A 2 or a 3. No such luck. 6-3. So it travels to the 9.
Nina 9.
And now we need a 7 out. 6-2-8. That doesn't do anything. Whoops, off the table. Here we go. 5-3-8. That doesn't do anything. 6-4-10. Boxcars. 10. 5-5-10. 5-2-7 out. That's what we want. I mean, yeah, 5-2-7. There we go.
7 out.
Okay, so we're back up to 58, and we're dropping back to level 1. So you guys are getting a good feeling for this, the movement up and down. And by the way, every one of these sessions, I have so many sessions where I get to the 100 relatively quickly, and then other sessions you move up and down the ladder more. That's all. 6-3-9. So the puck's going to move, so we'll put it in. 6-3-9.
Nina 9.
Here we go. 3-2-5. That doesn't affect anything. 3-3-6. There we go. There we go. Good time for 6s and 8s right now.
6 hard.
We close out our session, maybe. We're at 72. We don't need much. 6-4-10. That doesn't do anything. 6-2-8. There you go. So you see, you just need a few in a row when you're down the ladder.
8 easy.
All right, there's 86. We'll play for closer to the 100. 2-2-4. No big deal. 4-2-6. That should do it, because that would be close enough for me to cash it.
Easy 6.
And there you go, exactly 100. That almost never happens. Okay, so that session would be over. We've been going 22 minutes, so I didn't start right at the beginning. So let's just say it's a 20-minute session. And that was kind of an average session. Let's think about it for a minute. Our high point was the 100. Our low point was 94, right? And we never went past level 4. Now, I want you to understand that happens many times where we don't go past level 4 or 5. But you have to be prepared for stronger levels. I have been to level 8 right here. In all the sessions I've done, that's about as far as I've gone, is right here, level 8. Okay? And I do reach level 6 here and there. But the highest I've gone is about level 8 in my demos. So let's do one more session and let's see if it's the same as this one, if it's harder than this one, or if it's easier. So we're going to try to get as close to another 100 hours as possible. We're already on level 1. Here we go. 4-3-7. So we're starting with a loss, just like we did before.
7 out.
And we need to establish a point. 3-2-5. 3-2-5. So this is session
Fever
number
5.
2. Session 1 was in the books. We locked it up. And now we're on session 2. Here we go. 3-2-5. Right back with the point. Here we go. 3-2-5.
5 winner.
All right, we're looking for the 7 so we can go back down. 6-5 yo. That doesn't do anything, and it doesn't move the point. It doesn't move us to the point. 4-2-6. We'll register that so the point moves.
6 easy.
Okay. Here we go. Looking for the 7. 437. There we go. All right.
7 out.
All right, so we're back at level 1, and we're up $1. No big deal. Let's see what's going on in this game. I happen to be watching the Washington Commanders and the Atlanta Falcons game. This has been a pretty good game. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get a bunch of 6s and 8s. And that's not going to happen. It's a 617. So we're going to start bouncing back up to level 2 again.
7 winner.
Okay, it's been rough so far. No big deal. All right, 4-3, another 7. Wow, 5-2, another 7. 5-5. Okay, so a point has been established. 5-5, 10.
Hard 10.
And we're going to make our level 2 bet, which is the $25 DC. Here we go. And that is a 12, which doesn't do anything. It's a push when you're in the DC. 617, we lost our DC bet. So we are really starting out pretty bad. Okay.
7 out.
All right. So we are now on level 3, which is the $24 6 and 8. So it's very similar to how we started the last one. So this one is not going to be a quick, easy one either. No big deal. Got to have patience. Here we go. Level 3, $24 6 and 8. 5 and 4, 9.
Nina.
All right, point is established. We need 6s and 8s. Whoa, 1 6 and 8. And we don't get it. We get a 5-2, so we are definitely going up. So you are going to see this thing push.
7 out.
All right, so we are going back to the $50 level for DC bet. How do you like that? So first we have to get a point. It's a 5-2, no point. 3-2-5. 3, 2, 5.
Fever 5.
And we are now on level 4, guys, so we're getting pushed again. Here we go. Great time for a 2-3. No, we lost. That is another 7. So for the first time on this video, we got to go up.
7 out.
And we are going to level 5. Level 5 is a $36 6 and 8. So you're going to see if we can come back. And that's how you really test. And I've done this so many times and I've never had a problem coming back. We'll see if this is the time it doesn't work. Here you go. 3-2-5.
Fever 5.
All right. So we need a 6 or 8. That is a 2-2-4. That doesn't do anything for us. 5-1-6. That's exactly what we need.
6 easy.
So now we can go back down the ladder to level 4, which is the $50 DC. Take that off. $50 DC. And again, we'd love a 2 or a 3 right now. It's a 3-2. So that's the point. That doesn't matter to us. We are moving to the 5. And we need a 7. That's a 5-3.
Easy 8.
Okay, we need that 7. Where is it? That's a 9. That's not going to do anything. That's an 8. That's the point. So we'll put it in, even though it doesn't really matter.
Winner 8.
Okay, where's that 7? That's a 6. 4-2-6.
6 easy.
All right, 7. Come on. Boxcars. Oh, there's the 2. Where was it when we needed it before? That's a 3-2-5. We just got beat. So we are going up, back up. So that is a 3-2-5. Our DC got knocked off.
5 fever.
So we have to go up. We have to go back up to the $36 level. So it's really testing us, right? So this is going to be a $36. 6 and 8. Be a good time for a quick hard way 6. How's that? There it is, 6-2-8. Not a hard way, but we got what we needed.
8 easy.
All right, so we take it down and we move back to level 4, which is a $50 DC bet. So we're chopping back and forth on the ladder. Here we go, 2 or 3, come on. 6-2-8, not a great number for the DC, but remember the 7 is always in command over every other number.
8 easy.
Okay, good time for a 7. It is a 5-1-6, so that's the point, doesn't affect us.
Winner 6.
All right, here we go. 5-1-6, back on the 6.
6 easy.
There we go. 5-4-9. Okay, that doesn't do anything. 2-1-3. 5-5-10. 5-3-8. We got knocked off again.
8 easy.
All right, so we're back to the 36. So you see how sometimes you just have to be patient. We are not moving down the ladder as quickly as we would want. We're not getting in trouble. We're just chopping back and forth. Here we go. 4-2-6. That works. 4-2-6.
6 winner.
All right, so now we're back again. We have to take these down. Why is that off? We have to take these down and move back to level 4, which is a $50 DC bet, but we have to establish a point. That's not a point, it's a 6-1. 5-2-7. 5-5-10. All right. 5-5.
Hard 10.
All right, and now we're back at this level 4, $50 DC. So maybe we can start getting something in sync here. Let's see, 2-3, 3-1, almost. Almost.
4
All right,
easy.
DC travels to the 4. Let's go. Quick 7. 2-1-3, 1 too late. 3-1-4. We just got nailed again. How do you like that?
4 easy.
So we've been stuck up here at level 4 and 5. So we've got to go back to level 5 again. So this can happen, guys. We're not losing money. We're just riding up and down. We're bouncing between levels until we can get something going. And this happens sometimes. I have some easy sessions and then some sessions like this. 6-5 yo, that doesn't do anything. 5-4-9 doesn't do anything. 4-1-5. 4-4-8, that's what we're looking for. 4-4.
8 easy.
Okay, that was at the 36 level. We're back to level 4, which is the $50 DC. We have not been able to break down from here. Kind of weird. Let's see. 4-1-5, so it's going to move to the 5.
Fever 5.
All right, here we go. 7 out. There we go. Finally broke it. 4-3.
7 out.
All right. And where was that? That was here, level 4. We're at level 3 now. $24, 6 and 8. Finally broke down there. Maybe we can start moving back to where we need to be. You never know. Got to be patient. Got to be patient. Wow, big interception here by the Atlanta Falcons. With 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, it's 24-13. Wow. Okay, here we go. 6 and 8. 4-1-5, so the puck is going to move to the 5.
Fever 5.
All right, let's get this 6 and 8 and start dropping. Okay, 4-4-8. There we go.
8 easy.
All right, so now we get to drop to level 2, which is the $25 DC. We're almost back to the bottom. 6-4-10. 6-4.
10 easy.
All right, we need a 7 out, and we're back at the bottom after all that. Let's see. 2-1-3. Wow, 1 too late. Whoops, off the thing. Here we go. 5-2-7. There we go. 5-2-7.
7 out.
And basically, we made it all the way back to ground zero, level 1. Now remember, we started session number 2 at 100, so we're still down. We're still down $25 because we have to make at least a hit here. So we're almost back to where we started this crazy session. Here we go. 4-3-7, no such luck. So we got to bounce back up again.
7 winner.
All right. We need a point, and then we're going to be on level 2 again. 4-1-5. So you guys are seeing this thing in action.
Fever 5.
I'm not just making it look easy. So we're back on the DC bet, level 2. Here we go. 5-3-8. 5-3-8.
8 easy.
All right, we need a 7. 4-2-6, that doesn't do anything. 5-5-10, doesn't do anything. 3-2-5, that knocks hits the point. That doesn't affect
5
us,
winner.
but I'll register it. 2-2-4, the point goes to 4. 4 hard.
Hard 4.
Okay, here we go. We still need 7 out. 3-2-5, that doesn't do anything. 5-4-9 doesn't do anything. 3-3-6 doesn't do anything. 4-1-5, nothing. 6-2-8, we get knocked off. 6-2-8.
8 easy.
We got to go up to level 3, which is 24. So this has been a difficult second session. This has not been easy. Not a big deal, though. We've never been affected. Our bankroll has never been in jeopardy. Here we go. Let's get a quick 6-8. 4-1-5. 4-2-6. There we go. So we can go back down.
Easy 6.
All right, so we go back to level 2. Take these down. Level 2 is our $25 DC. 4-4-8. Hard 8.
8 easy.
Oh, let me see this update, guys. Josh Allen rolling out and running in a touchdown. 28-10, Buffalo. Here we go. All right. 3-2-5. We need a 7. 1-1. Where are these snake eyes when we're in the DC? Oh my God, back-to-back snake eyes. You got to be kidding. 516. 516 again. 426. Holy cow. This is what we want when we're on level 1. 325. 426. You see what would be happening if we were on level 1 right now. 5510. 516. We would be out of this session if we were at level 1 during this roll. 5510. 549. 348. There we go. 348. 347. 437 out.
7 out.
All right, so now we're back at level 1 again. Back at level 1. So this has been a longer session. Let's just put it that way. 628. Perfect. 628.
8 easy.
All right. Now we're up 93, so we're close to where we started the session. So we're down $7 for the session. 549. Come on. Whoop. Too far. Here we go. 448. So there's another one. 448.
8 winner.
All right. We're back. We made back the money, and we're $7 up for this session. So let's see what we can do. 516. That's what we're looking for.
6 easy.
Keep it going. Here we go. Up $21 for session 2. 516. Here we go. We're going to go on our run right now. Maybe.
Winner 6.
All right. We're up 35 for the session. 336. This is how you get in and out of here. If we can make these numbers on
6
level
hard.
1. We're up about $50. Here we go. 347. Wah, wah. 437.
7 out.
All right, we got to go up to level 2. That's a yo 11. That doesn't do anything. That's a 10. 6, 4, 10. So the point is established. 6, 4, 10.
10 easy.
And we can make our level 2 bet, the DC bet. Come on, where's that snake eyes when you need it? Nope. Box cars. That doesn't do anything. 224. Okay. We're not unhappy with the DC moving to the 4.
Hard 4.
And now we need a quick 7 out. Here we go. 415. There it is. 617.
7 out.
All right. We're up 50. And we're moving back to our level 1 bet. And it's time to see if we can get a little lucky and close out session number 2. We're at about 20 minutes for session 2. Here we go. 516. That's the way to start.
6 easy.
All right, we're up 64. Come on, give me a few more and we're done. 639. 516. We're getting there. 516.
Winner 6.
78. We're looking for about 100. 415. The point moves to the 5.
Fever 5.
There we go. Come on. 538. There we go. Let's see where that puts us. That's another $14. 192. So if this was my second session, and if I had as hard of a time as I did, it wasn't that bad. I'd probably be quitting right there. I'd probably be done. I wouldn't push my luck. So in 2 sessions, I made just under $200, which is what I'm looking to do. All right? And that was in about 40 minutes. So in about 40 minutes, we made the 2-session goal that I had in mind, because I'm not going to fight for $8 here, right? And I'll show you what happens if we do fight for $8. Let's see if we would have made it or not. That's a 112, 639, 426. So we would have made it anyway. But the problem is when you're fighting for pennies, you can end up with one that takes you all the way up here, right? And why do you need that when you're only short $8?
Easy 6.
So that would have taken us to the 206, and that's where we end it. So a couple of quick things. You can still use the discount code that was sent out by email to buy the AI Roulette blueprint that we put out on Monday. We're getting lots of incredible feedback and reviews. Maybe I'll share some more of those during the week with people playing super tight and just cashing tickets on the electronic machine like you wouldn't believe. Some people have really understood that CPR concept, and they're even doing it for less than what I talk about. They're cashing 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, and they're making $100, $150, $200 easily. So people are finally understanding that tight win targets are the way to go. So if you haven't purchased AI Roulette Blueprint, this is the time to do it. And for people that are really on the ball, if you already own AI Bubble Craps Blueprint and you own AI Roulette Blueprint, you have 2 of the most monster courses that you can possibly have that have multiple strategies to test to determine what's working best for you and what you want to put into your toolbox. If you need discount codes for AI Bubble Craps Blueprint or AI Roulette Blueprint or Casino Diversification Toolbox, the last 3, you let me know. I will work at a discount if you need multiple ones. If you only need to buy one of them, just ask me for a discount code. And you can do that through the support on the website. So check the description. The website's there. If you need to reach out to me for a discount code, go ahead and do it. If you're looking for an offer to buy multiple systems that are on the course page, let me know. I'm always willing to work with people. And let me see if I can give you this. Guess what's coming? You guys have been asking and pushing. When are we coming out with another Baccarat system? Well, I'm finally able to let you know that the testing phases are over that have been going on for months. Hundreds and hundreds of live sessions and shoes. And I finally can announce that we have a new Baccarat course that's going to be coming probably by the end of October. Okay, Baccarat Revolution. This is the first time I'm announcing it. And it's because we don't put things out until we're ready. It's not a matter of just scrambling to put something out there. It's been months of testing various things, deciding on what we needed to keep our interest and focus on, and have our testing live shoe testing going on, and make any tweaks necessary to the money management and everything else. And we are finally there. So the course is being put together now for Baccarat Revolution. And this will probably be the last major, centric course for the year. This will probably be the last major, of our major primary assets, for the year. So this is coming probably at closer to the end of October. Get ready. This is going to be the release of the year for Baccarat. To be able to work with this and to work this into your toolbox if you test and you like it, along with AI Bubble Craps Blueprint and AI Roulette Blueprint concepts. This and the last 3 releases are all that you really need. That's really the truth. It's all that you really need is to handpick what's working best for you out of these 3, and you are locked and loaded. So that's it. This has been a long video. Figured I'd do it while I'm watching football. These games have been pretty incredible today. I'll put this out immediately so you guys have something to watch. I hope you're having a great Sunday, and we will see you tomorrow.